guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, and I know I said that last year I think, but it's definitely been a minute. I think it's been like a month, so way more than a minute. If you're new here, my name's Lauren, and if you're old here you'll realise that there's been a wee bit of a revamp going on behind the works. So basically I was that vain girl, may she rest in peace, but now I have revamped to Lashes, Love and Life, and basically it is just going to cover as much as the title suggests, just everything, and it's given me so much more freedom to just express myself and produce the content that I've been really wanting to produce. Today's video, if you have not watched my last video about my fitness journey, this is an extension of that. So basically today's video is my top 10 fitness tips. Now these are the tips I highly recommend, I could not live without, and the ones that have got me through my journey and continue to get me through my journey. I'm just going to jump right in, and I hope you stay tuned and watch this video. But don't forget, hit that wee bell and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on the socials too. That just had a wee name change, so if you already had me on the socials and you're a bit like, who's that? It's me, bitch. So yeah, let's go. It all starts with your gym bag. Now this is something that newbies and oldies struggle with. You want to make sure you have the right equipment, but equipment that's going to like benefit you on your gym journey. Now this is something I've always kind of, it's like I went with the kind of crowd. I see other people have certain gym equipment in their bag and I'm like, oh, maybe I should get that too. But you should be getting gym equipment that's like for you, in terms of like what's actually going to progress you, gym equipment you're actually going to use and is actually a benefit to you. So I would say don't go with the crowd, but let the crowd influence you, in terms of if you see equipment online, go through it all and be like, will this actually benefit me? Like, or is it just something that's going to sit in my gym bag and I'm going to feel rubbish that I'm not using as much? Now I feel like there's pressure as well to use particular gym extensions, and that could be like resistance bands and stuff. You might not like using them, but you feel like you should use them. I would say of course resistance bands are amazing, but just because other people are using them doesn't mean you have to use them too. Only use stuff that you genuinely do feel benefits your workout and aids them. I'm going to help by showing you what is in my gym bag. Now remember, this is not something that you then need to go and buy as well, but this is something that you maybe go, oh, I might like that, or would I need that? It's to answer or ask yourself questions. So you can look at this video and be like, oh, Lauren uses that, would I use that? Rather than I need to get that. So this is just to kind of help you on your journey and make you make more informed decisions on what you may need and why. So first up, the leg day holy grail, and that is resistance bands. Now I have these in two sizes. One is a warm-up band and the other is my main workout band. These are from my coach school. If you don't follow them on Instagram, Lucy Davis and her boyfriend Ben Halden, they are absolutely amazing. I love their workouts and I've followed them for quite a long time. Lucy tends to do YouTube videos where she does a celebrity workout and she trains like them for a week. It's pretty cool, so definitely check them out. But this came as a set. So this one is your kind of warm-up band. So for example on a leg day you should be obviously warming up your glutes, and doing this you could do like side squats, you could do like just things that basically, right, at the end of a workout you would do glute pumpers, so you're kind of doing somewhat of that at the start of the workout, but you should be feeling a burn in your glute. You're not wanting to over warm up the glute to the point that you've basically just worked it out before actually working it out. So these wee bands are perfect for basically firing up those glutes, firing up those quads and getting them ready for a leg day. You have your main workout band. Now as you can see, this is more thicker and much resistance. That's because it is meant to push your glutes to the absolute max. Adding these to glute bridges, hip thrusts, if I'm doing anything that's like something that needs a bit of resistance just to like oomph the workout. So like it was already good, but that's oomph it. So I definitely recommend this band. I would recommend this set, to be honest. Like I do think these are amazing. It's the only glute bands you should really need, and you don't need like 3 different sizes to get a good workout. These for squat jumps as well, amazing. Highly recommend the brand, and I highly recommend having 2 different kinds of resistance bands in your gym bag, one for activating and one for pumping. Next up in my gym bag is the trusty barbell pad. Now this one I got off Amazon. It comes in a bag, went over my head for a leg day. Now a barbell pad is amazing. Some people use for squats. I struggle to feel the barbell on my back if I have too much padding. Stay away from that. However, for hip thrust you need a pad. If you're going to be thrusting those hips, hun, you need a pad on your barbell, otherwise you're going to bruise. And even with this, if you go really heavy, you're still maybe going to get the odd bruise. That's completely normal, but you should not feel the impact, because if you did not have a proper pad hip thrusting, hun, your pelvic area is going to be shattered. Like, you're going to smash it to a million pieces. It's going to be agony, and this just basically saves you from that. So a barbell pad will look a bit like this. So this bit fits over your barbell, and you can choose to put on the straps around it. I personally don't. I find sometimes that my hips go a bit wee with the straps on, but I like to keep it open. This is Gunsmith Fitness, dedicated to building big guns, and yeah, this is the perfect barbell pad for me. It fits over that whole middle section, so like the clear section away from the hand grip side, you just put that on the centre and get thrusting. It's quite self-explanatory. Yeah, I highly recommend this. I know I said don't follow people, I don't be over influenced, but see something like this, I could not recommend it enough. And I definitely think if you're going to be doing big lifts or anything like that, you would not regret purchasing one of these. Next in my gym bag is something I don't use a lot, but I do definitely recommend, and that is liquid chalk. Now if you go to some gyms, actually not all gyms allow liquid chalk or any kind of chalk, which I think is rude, but the gym I go to is a chalky base. So I do recommend this. This is My Protein's liquid chalk, high effective liquid chalk to help increase grip and reduce sweating. Now I use this, if I'm going to use this, I'll use it for pull-ups, chin-ups, and maybe the occasional deadlift. However, I just find it gets myself in a big mess. I try and stay away from it, but if you're going to be lifting heavier and you find your grip gets a wee bit affected, definitely highly recommend liquid chalk. It is a good investment. The size of the bottle as well is really good. It will last you absolutely ages. Obviously I have headphones as well. I have wireless headphones that I got off Amazon, and yeah, that's it. Like, your gym bag should not be complicated. Your gym bag should not be fearful. You shouldn't like go into like Mary Poppins bag, like what did I get? Like, it shouldn't be like that. It should be so simple. It helps so much when it's simple as well, because it takes away this stress of like basically like, what should I be using? Should I be using it now? Like, you should go into workout knowing what you're going to grab out your bag, or knowing what's in your bag. It's less complicated that way, and you'll find yourself enjoying your workouts a lot more. The perfect gym wear. I get asked this question a few times, like, what gym leggings do you recommend? And I would say that Shein is where I tend to shop more. Now don't get me wrong, Gymshark, we like you, but we're loving Shein more. Now Gymshark, obviously they have trusty leggings, but if you're thinking of the scrunch on their leggings compared to the scrunch on Shein ones, honey, don't even compare. They're not sisters, they're not cousins, they're not related. They're nothing alike. Like, oh my god, right, the scrunch on Shein ones, sickening, absolutely sickening. Like, my bum has never looked so good. And obviously I whip my bum out, right, but this makes it look like I do about 100 squats a day, and I'm like, I'm for that life. Just to kind of show you a comparison, I'm going to put side by side Shein leggings and Gymshark leggings and let you do your own math. These are a typical pair of Gymshark leggings. They have the Gymshark branding on them, and these are printed ones. And of course they have their little baby scrunch, the amateur scrunch we're going to call it, right? They have the amateur bum scrunch. Now this does nothing for your bum. It's just literally a bit of material that's there to look cute, but does it actually like wedgie, and nah, it doesn't do anything. It does not ride your bum hole the way you want it to. You want it to ride your bum hole. This doesn't ride your bum hole. It just kind of teases the side, but doesn't really get to the gritty. So I would not recommend the bum scrunch and Gymshark leggings. The quality is obviously good, right? I'm not against Gymshark leggings. I wear these a lot. I've had them for a few years and I wear them a lot. But if I'm actually going to be wanting to go out, right, I want to have a better booty. Something I will say though, I maybe don't feel safe wearing Shein bum scrunch doing legs. And that's just because obviously we do know Shein is probably cheaper quality, and I'd be scared. It has happened to me once in the gym. I wasn't even doing legs, I was doing back, and it was just because I had to size up. I was really kind of trying to squeeze my bum in there, and it did rip, and it's not cute. Jean shorts I have done on leg days, absolutely no issues with. I do think it was just because I bought a small when I should have been in a medium, and I had this issue where I was like, if I got a medium then maybe like I'm putting on weight, but really it was just like it caters your bum more and it doesn't actually stretch the bum to the limits. So I would say don't be scared to go up a size, don't get that whole ego thing about going up a size. It's absolutely okay, there's not much difference in there, so I would definitely say size up to get that more security when you're squatting. Shein bum scrunch leggings, as you can see the colours are absolutely beautiful. You can get so many of these kind of ombre colours. They have the kind of contour bit of the bum, and then the Big Daddy scrunch. They have this big massive scrunch at the back, like proper rides your bum, and that's what we're wanting. So it has the material inside very banded. And yeah, like it's quite compressive. They look really, really pretty. I have them in so many colours, they make me feel amazing. So there's another kind of Shein legging. It's from there. Is it? Oh my god, what's it called? And these leggings are meant to feel like skin, and they absolutely bloody do, by the way. Are really elastic. They're like proper lycra, and these are so comfy, like so comfy. So I would actually recommend these from Shein as well if you're going to be going on and do a wee haul. Just to add to the mix to show you, these are Shein's shorts. Now these from the front look good. They have the contour to the back, and they have again Big Daddy scrunch as well as a thick waistband. These are a size medium and they do not look it. So I would always say with Shein you should definitely wear a thong or something underneath. Now I know it's one of those things, should you wear underwear to the gym or should you patch it? I always used to patch it. Don't judge me, I used to hate the whole feeling, but now I've realised that it makes your bum look better if you wear a thong. So now I started wearing a thong to the gym, but it helps wear nude underwear. Also from Shein, by the way, I got amazing seamless thongs off Shein, like black, nude, grey, khaki, and they're so bloody good, like $2.99 for a set. Like definitely go on to Shein for your seamless underwear, for your shorts, for your leggings, even your gym bras. Like I have some gym bras off Shein and they're absolutely incredible, so definitely jump on that bandwagon. The new more on Shein gym wear though, I do have a reel on my Instagram that you can check out when I've done a wee try on haul, so definitely check that out because it might give you a bit more in depth of the sports bras, the shorts and all that. So yeah.
Pre-workout and supplements.
Now, personally, I don't take any supplements. I don't even take protein, and that's probably quite bad, isn't it? I don't take protein drinks. I have lactose intolerance and dairy intolerance, so like I don't like protein drinks. But obviously I could use soya milk or coconut milk. But I feel like the years that I went not realising that I was actually lactose intolerant, it made me feel ill after taking a protein drink, and it's kind of made me feel like not really just get put off something for life for one instant, and it's put me off for life. I can still taste. I smell my boyfriend's protein drink and I'm like, it actually makes me ill just smelling it. So I'm like, no, it's put me off. I don't really feel like I need it. I mean, it would help, but like, I don't think I need it. I don't know. But basically, I don't really take any supplements. But pre-workout, hun, let's talk about pre-workout. I could not live without pre-workout. That's not an exaggeration. I genuinely could not live without it. Like, my workouts are 100% fueled by pre. Like, oh my god. Like, see, searching for the right pre, I used to take my protein in, and then I found this brand called Tanked Smash from the bodybuilding warehouse, and honey, that is some good pre-workout. Like, 1 scoop, 1.5 scoops, honestly, the best workouts, like, ever on them. Like, I could not live without pre, and actually I'm waiting on some to get delivered just now because it does 50 servings, so if you're using like 1.5, it'll probably last you maybe under the month mark, especially if you go 4 to 5 days a week. But honestly, like, pre-workout is one of them ones where people are like, should I take it, should I not? I would vouch for it. I think like if you like energy drinks, then definitely take energy drinks. Like, don't be scared, don't feel you're being judged. So many people take energy drinks going to the gym, but other people like myself who aren't really big on energy drinks down a wee pre-workout drink before the workout, and they're off their nut. Like, honestly, like, you don't have to take as much weight you don't have to take as much rest between sets as well. And boyfriend's always like, you need to chill. But I'm like, but that's the thing with pre-workouts, going for your veins. You're like, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Like, it just kind of pushes you through the barriers a lot more, and you can activate beast mode a lot quicker. If you're an average gym goer, you'll know what beast mode is. I can't even explain it right. It's like you're doing a workout. You feel tired, right? You're like, I don't think I can do this. And you flip a switch. Just flip a switch in your head and you're like, do you know what? You're doing it. And then like suddenly you're like doing all these reps. And it's just like, it's the best feeling ever. And it is 100% beast mode. And it's 100% a thing. And when you activate it, it's fucking beautiful. Definitely advise, if you're taking pre-workout, as you should be taking it at a trial basis. So pre-workout might not agree with you. Some people do get upset tummies on it, especially if they're in their adjustment period. Thankfully I never went through that, but it doesn't agree with everyone. You will get tingles and stuff, and people might not like the tingles you get with it. It depends on the caffeine content of it. Personally, my pre-workout, I just think that it gives me the tingles, like proper gives me the tingles. But other than that, like, I feel absolutely fine on it. I just feel really awake or alert. It's one of them pre-workouts that they do advise you to work out after it. They do say, like, you can't just get a workout because you have to get out your system. And that is true. If I didn't do a workout that my system, I don't know how I'd feel. I don't get come downs on it or anything. But I know there's some people that do. So they do recommend you start at the lowest dose and then build it up, maybe over like the space of a month or so. Or like a couple of months. Like, I only went up to half a scoop recently, and that's over like a kind of 3 to 4 month period. So yeah, I would definitely say, like, don't go full in on it because you'll probably make yourself ill, and that's not too bad. I have it in front of me here, this great bubblegum flavour. Highly recommend this flavour. It's actually quite delicious. Like, it's not one of those yucky pre-workout drinks that you take where you're a bit like chat it down. It actually tastes really nice. Like, it doesn't feel like you're taking anything. It has beta-alanine in it. I'm sorry if I pronounce any of these wrong. I'm really sorry. Creatine, it has citric acid. It has caffeine, L-citrulline malate, arginine, AKG. Yeah, I honestly don't know what it has, like other ingredients as well. The caffeine content is 125 milligrams. That's per 5 gram serving. It says serving size 1 scoop, which is 5 grams, and serving per container 50, and that's a lot. So when you're taking more than that, obviously you're going to go off your nut. So definitely start small. This is only $9.99. Like, I think it's an absolute steal. Explosive energy, amazing taste, 0% sugar. I agree with all that. Honestly, it does taste quite natural. It doesn't have that like thick clumpy bits through it either. It blends beautifully with water in a wee shaker bottle. So yeah, if you're going to try pre-workout, definitely try this brand. I'll link it in my bio, and I've actually got unlimited next day delivery with them now, so I don't run out. So yeah, highly recommend that.
Workouts per week and split days.
Now currently I'm going to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, so I'm doing 4 days a week just now, and I would say that's enough for me. I do split my days, so on Mondays I tend to do glutes with quads, and then on Tuesdays I do a pull day. So a pull day is your back, biceps, and then on Wednesdays I do push, which is your chest and your shoulders. And then on Fridays I do glutes and hamstrings. Now I do find that little balance that I have really works for me. I do think you should experiment with your days, and I would always recommend seeing where your energy tends to dip. So say you have a midweek that's stressful, say it's a day you're more working more or something, then make sure that's not your good workout of the week, so the one that you really want to put your all into. Like, I find starting my week with like glutes and quads, it's the one that I need the most energy for, so I get it out at the start of the week. And then backs and biceps is intense for me, so I'm like, okay, I'll do it the next day. And then it makes me feel a bit better for shoulders and chest. Also, because I work my back that week, it makes me more a bit prepped for the workouts because my back's more stronger. And then I take a wee rest day. Wee rest day, essential to take rest days, by the way. and then Friday I'll then do glutes again but with hamstrings. And because my glute workouts on a Friday, because that's massively a hip thrust, is not as intense. Well, it is intense obviously, it'll cause you like sitting down for a lot of the exercise. It's not as intense as, for example, squatting on Monday. So a lot of pressure to work out enough, and I think you should be working out so long as you have the energy for it. Like, genuinely work out your week. Are you going to have a busy week? Are you going to have this? Obviously get your workouts in, but don't overdo it. Like, make sure you take rest days as well. Don't think you need to be in every single day. If you're in, say, 6 out of the 7 days or 5 out of the 7 days, that's because you're training or for something you're actually properly in weightlifting. But I think if you're just someone that's doing it for fun, or you're doing it because you want to gain muscle or lose weight, I would say 3 to 4 days is enough. Like, that is absolutely okay. You can still enjoy your weekend as well, so I would definitely recommend that. Split days is something that I did not do until recently. I just do upper body and that was it. But now that I actually split my back biceps with my chest and shoulders, isolating those areas is amazing, and I definitely recommend push and pull days. Like, it's so good. And like actually focusing on a certain area and going into a workout and knowing what area you're working rather than just trying to wing it is, I cannot recommend it enough. So definitely look into split days. Obviously that can be quite intimidating because you're like, you have to have enough back, you have to have enough biceps. What do I do? I would definitely say look on, like, Google it. Google back bicep workouts and you'll get some like blog forums that will give you inspo. Go on and look at like Instagram, type in like push days and you'll get some inspo. Do your research on it if you don't have a PT, because split days are amazing and I definitely recommend them. If anyone would like to see any of my split days and what I prefer to do on a split day, like what exercise I do, then let me know in the comments if you would like to see that, or even see it in writing so that you can maybe do it too. Let me know.
Tracking your progress.
This can be in the form of pictures, but it's also in the form of writing too. Now, if you're not tracking your progress, hun, you're going to get lost. I said in my last video that pictures are a godsend. You set up your album up. That's your wee album of weight loss or weight training to show muscles. My album personally is called Back, Biceps and Booty. It's the year of the 3 Bs for me. And so my album is called Back, Biceps and Booty, and that is where I put all my weight training pictures in so I can compare how far I've come. I have videos of lifts in there that are like progression lifts. I have videos of just like doing reps, and I have videos of just kind of like posing, and I have loads of pictures of posing, and it's definitely a great way to keep track of your progress and see how far you've come on certain exercises such as pull-ups, for example. Like, that's a very progressive exercise. It's good to see where you started and now where you are. The same goes for actively tracking your progress on paper. So you'll see some people in the gym with books, and that's them tracking their weight and how much they're lifting each week. Now for me that seems a wee bit obsessive. That's people that have got genuine goals or are working alongside a PT, but I find it's enough to just go on my Samsung notes, because I'm an Android banker by the way, and basically I'll just put exercise and then what my PB weight, so personal best weight, was that week, and then the next week I'll put down what the weight was. So the goal is to try and beat that personal best. So basically the whole point of this is, right, you are your own person, right? You're only trying to outdo yourself, not outdo everyone else at the gym. Like, you're only as good as your last gym sesh. You should only be striving to beat yourself, not anyone else. And I think that's why it's so healthy to actively track your goals. It's not essential to write down your weights, but it can be pretty helpful when you might lift something and go, was this the weight I lifted last week, and you can't remember. So I would say it definitely is helpful to track your lifts. If you're doing glutes as well, it's also essential because it helps you see, are you getting enough reps in per week. So it's good to track how many you done of sets on each workout, and it means you can keep track of that. So okay, I done like 5 sets on that workout, 5 sets here, 5 sets there, and you should keep track of how many sets you're doing, because I was surprised at how many I was doing. Like, I didn't think I'd done that much. I definitely feel really interesting, and I recommend doing that, especially for glute work, because you need to reach these kind of goals in order to actually see progression and actually see change. So you should always be trying to get in quite a bit of sets. So doing something like that with progress tracker definitely helps with that.
Progressive overload, supersets and pumpers.
These are so essential and one of my favourite tips. Now the reason for that is because you have to do these things in order to see change and progression. Let's start with progressive overload. Now progressive overload is literally what it says in the tin, overloading your weights progressively. Now you should be doing this on a weekly basis, so you might get in 1 week and you're something, but you should be trying to get more than that the next week, so adding a wee 2.5 on, adding a 5, just progressively overloading personal base weight. So your starting weight, your working set might be the same, but when you're going up the next few, you should be trying to progressively overload them. You could also do this in the same day. A lot of people tend to do a progressive overload in the sense they chuck the weights on and then chuck them off slowly again. People have different ideas of what progressive overload is in my opinion, but for me I would say it is progressively overloading over a period of time. And for me that might be, okay, 1 week I did this, let's try up it the next week, and for me that's what I would consider progressive overload. So your strength is going to be up as well, so the whole point of that is to up your strength, is to up your muscle work. Of course, don't force yourself to do it. Like when the time is right, it's right. Like if your body's ready to overload, hunch, you'll overload, don't worry. But sometimes you can't overload and sometimes it's just too much, and that's okay. Like we aren't always going to get the next weight up. It might take a few more times at the other weight, but that's the thing, you should then focus on getting more reps in on that set. I have a rule where it's like once I get to 5 reps of a certain set, then up it. It's less pressure and you're actually making sure that your body's equipped for it, especially with squats, because that can so easily go wrong. So I would definitely recommend that you are comfortable at the previous weight before upping it. Supersets are amazing. I do a lot of them on my stays. So for example, like I might do side lats and then front raises. I do think that supersets are an amazing way, especially if you don't have much time, you're kind of short of time. You can just kind of cram them in and put 2 exercises together and you have the pump. Doing a wee superset combo is so good. It's so good for keeping your muscles under tension as well, and you're basically just going from one exercise to the other and then chilling the fuck out. And I would say you're short for time or you just want to keep the muscle tension, highly recommend supersets. I think they're amazing, especially for girls, like girls especially for glutes and stuff. I think they're like really good for us gals, and obviously guys too, but I think girls will probably use them more in their workout as opposed to guys. If you wanted to do say hip thrust normal and then hip thrust banded, amazing, and it does really get the fire going in your glutes, and you should be begging to like stop, but like trying to like push through, but your mind's like, do you have to like big yourself up? That is the intention of supersets. Pumpers. Your pumpers are the ones that are basically just pumping the muscle, so these should be a light weight or no weight at all. For example, after a glute day you should be doing your glute pumpers, which is basically the banded work. So with the thicker resistance band I showed you earlier, you should be doing your pumpers with one of those, and that could be just like abductors, it could be fire hydrants, it could be donkey kicks with the band, and that is your pumper exercises. You do them for a few reps or a few sets, and that is basically just to like exhaust the muscle, so you shouldn't be able to walk out of that gym because you've just like pumped it so hard. The same with shoulders. At the end of a shoulder workout, I always tend to get the wee 2.5 plates and I'll do like lat raises, front raises and flies, and just doing like that as a tricep. So by the way, in case you don't know what a tricep is, basically supersets are 2 but triceps are 3 exercises, one after the other. So I usually pump my chest and shoulders at the end of a workout of a tricep, and I definitely recommend that. It's a really good way to burn the muscle but also just pump the muscle as well. So highly recommend supersets, triceps, your pumpers. These are all amazing exercises, but please remember your pumpers aren't meant to gain anything on your muscle, they're just meant to pump it up. They are what they say in the tin. Like a lot of people think doing a lot of pumpers will make their glutes or their shoulders will grow. That's not the case. Like obviously you are working that muscle, great, but if you're not overloading it with weight, you're just really kind of maintaining what's there and just like keeping it pumped. Like I can't say anything else, but pumpers are to keep it pumped.
Hitting, reaching and your PB goals.
Hit personal best. Now, throughout my whole fitness journey, this is a massive thing for me and for anyone. Like whether it's weight loss or weight gain or just muscle training in general, you should always be aiming and striving to hit your personal best. Now, like I said previously, for 5, you're only as good as your last workout, and you should always be trying to get one up in that last workout. That should be your approach into the workout, like looking at that and going, bitch, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you so bad. So that should be your goal when you get to your workouts, being better than you were before. And you shouldn't, but that's the thing, like, it should be a competition with yourself. It shouldn't be a anxious worry. Like, if you're anxiously worrying about hitting the next step, don't try and hit the next step. Take it gentle. But if you're looking at that and you feel riled up and you want to beat that and you want to like smash its face in, then do it. Because that means you probably will that day, because you're like so determined. But only do it out of determination. Don't do it out of fear. Don't do it because you think if you don't do it then you're weak, because that's such a shitty mindset. But it's such an easy mindset to fall victim of. But do it because you're like, do you know what, I really want to do better this week. Like, I want to show myself that I can do that. That's the kind of mindset you should be in for when you're hitting personal best, and you'll probably find 9 times out of 10 you'll hit them. It's just amazing when you hit a personal best. Like, it's the best feeling. Personal best, best. But it's the best feeling. It's the best feeling.
Finding your exercise niche.
This should be obvious. You should be finding your exercise niche, and by that I mean finding the exercise that you like, that you enjoy, and you want to be productive in. Like, if you're doing lots of running and you don't like to fucking run, why are you doing it? Like, don't do something you don't enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, you're more likely to quit, and that means you're more likely to fail on your goals. You should be finding your exercise niche. So for me, I like lifting weights. That's why I lift weights. I don't really enjoy cardio, so don't really do it. So it's like, I then just try and do a lot of endurance training with my weights, which means that I'm going at a fast pace, which means I'm burning calories doing that, because I'm not really a cardio girl, and that isn't my niche. If I feel that I need cardio, then I'll do it, but it's not a main exercise source. Especially if, say you're doing cardio, right, and the gym, you're on treadmill but you hate it, but you want to lose weight, so you're like, okay, what do I do here? I have no choice. Yes, you do. You just have to go out and trial things like the taster sessions and jump about them and be an exercise slut. Zumba, an amazing form of cardio that also tones you. Swimming, you can have like spin bikes, you can have like circuit classes, HIIT classes, like things that are like so good and you're enjoying it, or they're so fast paced that you don't even know you're doing them. That's the kind of workouts you should be doing, not ones where you've actually got to force yourself like on a treadmill and your mind's just not there and it can't really go anywhere. Exercises that distract you, so like body combat, you're so distracted and focused on the workout that you don't even realise you're working out, and it's done so quick. Zumba as well, like you're having so much fun, you're shaking your arse. It's just, you forget you're working out and you forget you're burning calories. I definitely recommend finding your exercise niche and just exploring and doing that little taster session of all of them, and then being like, I like you, I'll keep you, and that is that. It's that simple, and then you'll find that you'll have more progression and you'll get to your goals far quicker.
Cardio, how little or how often?
Me, I just said in the previous slide, I don't do cardio that much. I do like a superset on glute days and a mix and a kettlebell swings, and for me that's getting my heart rate up and it's getting my heart rate going and the calories leave my body flowing. Get the drill, right? You get the drill. High impact elements to my weight training workouts. So I'll do like rapid so a bit like a human body pump in the gym. That's also burning a lot of calories because you're doing a lot of reps in the 3 minutes. So that is doing your muscles a big favour, but it's also like burning calories at the same time. So if you are someone strength trains and you're like, I don't really like cardio, it's one of them ones, like there's people say they're in a bulk, they won't really do that much cardio. If they're in a cut, they'll do more cardio. If you're doing neither of those things and you're just like enjoying the ride, then do cardio as much or as little as you want. It's got me this far, just doing it maybe like once a week. So yeah, it's up to you and your own personal goals. There's no kind of rule on it, and it's just about your own body.
Rest, refuel and recharge.
It goes about saying you should rest. Now, I'm the worst for resting. I probably do more active rest days than I do full rest days because I hate doing nothing. And there's so many people like me that probably just go to the gym because they're bored. And then they end up realising they're not really rested. And it's so easy to fall into it if you love the exercise you're doing. But it's also really bad for your body because your body does need to rest, recharge and refuel and recycle. It doesn't need to recycle, but I thought that fitted like quite well. Most of the times, right, if you've done legs yesterday and your quads are on fire, you can still do back and chest. It's not really like stopping. But something I always say is like, judge your own body. Like, your body might be crying for a rest day and you're not listening. Like, sometimes, right, you should be taking a rest day in your week. So mine is a Thursday. That is my forced rest day to recharge myself. However, sometimes your body might be crying for a rest day on the Wednesday. And it's a case of actually listening to your body. So it's like, am I tired? Am I stressed? Am I just hungry? So like, actually listen to your body, because sometimes your mind could be like, I can't be bothered. But actually listen to it. Can it not be bothered because it needs the rest day and your body really does need to recharge sooner? Are you genuinely tired and like, nah? Or are you just a wee bit tired but could probably work through it? Because like, there is times where your body might be a wee bit tired, a bit of pre and a workout and you leave feeling absolutely amazing. Like, you would never go to the gym and leave feeling bad. So I would say like, actually listen to your body, because sometimes like being hungry or like being a bit stressed can make you feel like you can't see a workout through. But really those are the days that you should be going. But also don't confuse them with the days where your body might really need to refuel and recharge, and it might be earlier in the week than you usually do it, but you should still listen to your body. So just get in tune with your body, work out what it's saying to you, like, you okay, hun? Like, just figure it out. And then judging those days becomes a lot easier, and sometimes you might have to earlier in the week than you usually do it, and that's absolutely okay. But the importance of refuel days and recharge days, even if it's an active rest day, so say you're running about doing the food shop or errands, that's okay, but just so long as you're not doing physical heavy shit. DOMs, when do you work through them and when do you recharge? You just done a belter of a Monday workout, but you absolutely smashed your quads. You're going to expect to have a few days of soreness. You should work through it because it's just going to be there. However, if you then went into work legs again and you still have DOMs, I would say be careful of that one, because it could quite easily then turn into general muscle soreness and not just like your small fibres. I would definitely say maybe not do the same body part or hit it for a few days if you have DOMs in that area, because that's just going to lead to this cycle of pain that you really don't want. If you have DOMs in your quads but they're expected because you really smashed the workout, it shouldn't stop you from doing a push and pull day essentially, because it's not the same area. So I would say you shouldn't stop your workout for DOMs, but if they're like really that sore that maybe your body does need a wee bit of rest, and you should just listen to that, even though you're a bit like, if it's making you feel a bit ill, because sometimes DOMs do make you feel a bit ill. If your body's that sore, sometimes it can make you feel like you're coming down with something. There's no harm in resting. Make sure you're 100% okay. That is my 10 top fitness tips that I highly recommend. Hope you learned something from them. I hope you gained more knowledge and insight on them, and maybe you will then take some of those tips away and apply them to your own workouts and your own kind of training style too. Follow me on the socials. It's at Lashes Love and Life. Follow me on that. Subscribe to my blog, which you will see in the bio. Subscribe to my mailing list. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'm so glad to be back. I hope that you're glad to have me back as well. Stay safe and sassy. Bye.